Hello! So I wanted to say hello and happy spring, which is kind of amazing that it's happening. Finally the weather's starting to warm up. So I really appreciate you taking the time. My name is Curry Chaudroy. I'm with Acupuncture and Holistic Health Associates here at the Bayshore Town Center in Glendale. Basically, we're on the north side of Milwaukee. For those of you who've already heard about us, thanks for taking the time. For those of you, if you're watching for the first time, absolutely appreciate you taking the time. I wanted to talk about the spine, and I want to talk about disc-related issues, in particular, degenerative disc disease. And I want to explain a little bit more about this. There are a lot of people who, through the course of life, start to have a breakdown in the spine, which causes all kinds of trouble, and in many cases may require some kind of physical manipulation of some kind, chiropractic, etc. But I wanted to talk about the background behind it. We treat a lot of people for degenerative disc disease and problems and have had good success over the years. And I wanted to clarify a little bit more how this all works and things that you can do to prevent it from becoming a real issue. So the first thing you have to realize is that you have two bones that are called vertebra. And the vertebra, you know, there's many in the spine. There are 7 cervical in the neck region. There are 12 thoracic in the mid-back and down. And then in the lower back, in the lumbar region, there's 5. I had to dig deep in the memory banks there. Sorry. Anyway, so what happens if you look at the entire spine is there is a junction between every one of those bones, which are called vertebra in the spine, and there's a disc that exists between the two that's like a little spring. It's like a little, it's made of cartilage, and it has a little bounce to it. It has a lot of flexibility. So what can happen over time, for a variety of different reasons, that little disc can start to wear down, and then that'll cause things to happen where the bones pull closer together, and it causes problems with the muscles and the nerves and all kinds of issues, and eventually it can begin to degenerate and become basically dried out and have all kinds of troubles, including, you know, degenerative disc disease as an example. You could have the disc pushing out and bulging, and there's any number of things that can happen to a disc. It can push out in many different locations and directions. I wanted you to understand a little bit of the background here. So first of all, the liver governs the connective tissue, the ligaments, the tendons, the cartilage, things of that nature. If your liver is malfunctioning, you may have a weakness then in the disc tissue between the bones of the spine. The other thing that you should know is that the spine in general is governed by the function of the kidney and adrenal system. If you want to learn more about the adrenal function, kidney function, liver function, other organ functions, you can read that section in the book that I wrote called Oriental Medicine and You, which kind of gives you a list of each one of the organ system's job duties and what they're supposed to do on a regular basis. In any case, those two systems are largely responsible for the function of the spine and how it works. And if things are working really well, it's a very mobile, active, you know, kind of joint, many joints kind of like system. And interestingly enough, over the course of one day, the average human being loses a ½ inch of height because of gravity's effect on the spine, pushing those discs together. And then when you sleep, you go back a ½ inch in height. So it's quite interesting to know about that. So basically what you want to do if you have problems with your discs or the spine in any ways, you want to make sure you're nourishing the tendons and ligaments by helping your liver function as well as possible. And there are things you can do that I've recommended in past blogs. You can also make sure you're nourishing and doing things that are good for the kidney and adrenal. There's herbal formulas that one can take. There's certain foods that you can consume. As a matter of fact, if you wanted to know about nourishing organ systems with nutrition, you can read the blog. Well, actually, no, I'll send you to a newsletter that's called Oriental Nutrition. And it talks about different organ systems and foods that you can eat that would actually improve the function of the individual organ. So that's on our newsletters page of our website. If you go to MilwaukeeACU.com and go to the newsletter section, you'll learn a ton about that. You can just mark down things on your shopping list and eat those things regularly. You know, as an example, for the liver, you could drink lemon water, and it soothes the liver, and it's quite good in moderation. You wouldn't want to have lemon water every single drink of water that you ever have, but maybe once a day or twice a week or whatever would be good for liver function. And it will help to soothe the ligaments and tendons. Anyway, so it gives you an idea. Anyway, if you're having any problems or you know someone who has problems with degenerative disc disease or any other type of spine-related problems, please let us know. And you can email me, as always, curry@MilwaukeeACU.com, or give us a call, 414-332-8888. Thanks. Look forward to talking to you, and I appreciate you taking the time. Over now.